Most people stop living long before they ever stop breathing. They wake up to the same silence, eat the same meals, watch the same news, and somewhere along the way they forget the thrill of possibility. They trade wonder for worry, passion for predictability. They tell themselves it's too late now. They let their dreams gather dust in the attic of age. They give up on discovering, on risking, on feeling truly alive again. But here's the truth, and I want you to hear it clearly. It doesn't have to be that way. You are not too old. You are not too late. And no matter what you've lost, time, love, health, purpose, you are still here. And while you are here, you still have a choice. A choice to move, to heal, to begin again, to claim joy, not just survival, to chase meaning, not just memories, to live, not just exist until your very last breath. This is not the end. It's the start of something extraordinary. Let's talk about how. Do you know what silence sounds like after 35 years of noise? Patricia does. She was 65 when the divorce papers were finalized. After decades of marriage, decades of raising kids, building a home, working a job that paid the bills but never fed her soul, suddenly it was just her. No phone constantly buzzing. No deadlines. No one asking, what's for dinner? Just her and the echo of everything she gave away. She sat in that quiet, unsure whether to cry or laugh. She stared at the same walls she'd painted 15 years ago, wondering who she was outside of being someone's wife, someone's mother, someone's dependable coworker. And maybe you felt that too, that strange sense of floating, like the ground you stood on for decades suddenly vanished, like the mirror reflects a stranger, like you're at the beginning again, but with far more questions than answers. This isn't just Patricia's story. It's yours. It's mine. It's for anyone who's ever thought, is this all there is left? But here's the twist in Patricia's story. She didn't stay in that silence. One morning, she opened her laptop and searched for painting classes. She signed up, showed up, got paint on her fingers for the first time in decades. That little spark? It lit up everything. She's 68 now and she sells her art in weekend markets. Not to make a living, but to feel alive. This video? It's for people like her. For people like you. For the late bloomers. The ones rebuilding after loss. The ones still searching. The ones who feel a fire burning under the ashes. You're not starting over. You're starting now. And now is exactly the right time. Strategy number 1, prioritize movement. Have you ever sat still for so long that your body started to forget how it used to feel when it was free? Be honest, when was the last time you stretched your arms high above your head just because it felt good? Or moved your body not because you had to, but because you wanted to? We don't talk about it enough, but stillness, prolonged, repetitive stillness, is dangerous. Deadly even. The science is loud and clear. A sedentary lifestyle can be just as harmful as smoking. And no one tells you that when you retire. No one warns you that the slow fading isn't just emotional, it's physical. Muscles weaken, bones shrink, your heart grows tired, your mind gets foggy. But here's the beautiful part. Motion is medicine. In parts of the world known as blue zones, where people regularly live past 100, movement isn't forced. It's part of life. They garden, they walk hills, they clean their homes with purpose. They dance at night with neighbors. They don't do it to hit a fitness goal. They do it because it keeps them grounded in life. So ask yourself this. How can you start moving again? No, you don't need a gym membership. No one's asking you to lift weights like a bodybuilder or run marathons. Start with what feels good. Take a walk after dinner. Stretch while you wait for the kettle to boil. Try Tai Chi in the park or water aerobics at the community center. Ever thought about dancing again? What about a slow, gentle yoga class? Thomas did something small. He went on a hike with a local group at age 70. He hadn't walked more than a few blocks in years. The first few outings were tough, his knees ached, his breath was short, but he stuck with it. Now, at 80, Thomas walks 3 miles a day, every day, rain or shine. Not to prove anything, but because he says it's the reason he wakes up smiling. That could be you. Not the hiking necessarily, but the smiling, the moving, the feeling of your heart beating with purpose. And if you're sitting there right now thinking, but my body doesn't move like it used to, that's okay. It's not about moving like you did at 25. It's about moving at all. Take a deep breath. Wiggle your fingers. Roll your shoulders. That's a start. Now let's listen to someone who's worked with hundreds of people just like you. Dr. Elena Ramos, a physical therapist who specializes in aging bodies, says it best. You don't stop moving because you age because you stop moving. She's seen men and women in their 70s and 80s regain strength, balance, and confidence simply by deciding to move again. Not all at once, not perfectly, but daily, consistently. And she'll tell you this. Movement is the difference between a life you endure and a life you enjoy. So, what will you do today? Walk to the end of the street? Stretch before bed? Try a little dance in the living room when no one's watching. Strategy number 2. Build deep social ties. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat down with someone who truly listened to you? I mean, really listened. No phone in hand, no rushed agenda. Just one soul holding space for another. Because here's what no one warns you about as you grow older. Loneliness doesn't always show up as tears. Sometimes it shows up in silence, in empty chairs at the dinner table, in the echo of a laugh that no one else hears, in that quiet ache you feel when a holiday passes without a single hug. It's easy to brush it off, tell yourself you're fine, that you like your own company, that you've gotten used to the quiet. But let me tell you something science has been shouting for years now. Loneliness is more deadly than obesity, more dangerous than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It chips away at your health, your heart, your brain, your immune system, until even your cells start to give up. But it's not just science. It's stories. Let's talk about the longest-running study on human happiness, the Harvard study of adult development. Over 75 years, they followed people from all walks of life. Do you know what made the difference in who aged with joy and who didn't? It wasn't money. It wasn't fame. It wasn't even perfect health. It was connection. Deep, meaningful connection. Relationships that made people feel seen, valued, and loved. So let me ask you, who do you talk to when the house feels too quiet? Who would notice if you didn't show up tomorrow? And if your answer is no one, don't feel shame. Feel the spark of a new opportunity. Because there are people out there right now also searching for connection. People you haven't met yet who could become your tribe. People you used to know who would smile just to hear your voice again. Grace's story still brings a lump to my throat. She lost her husband of 42 years. For months, she couldn't sleep in their bed, couldn't walk past his chair. The loneliness was thick like fog pressing against her chest. But one day, just one, she reached out. She looked into co-housing. Scary? Absolutely. But she moved into a community of other older adults, each with their own stories, their own wounds. And in time, she found something unexpected: family. A new kind. A chosen kind. Now she eats dinner every night at a long wooden table with others. They share stories. They dance. They cry when they need to. Grace says she hasn't felt this alive since her 30s. And you? You have choices too. You could look up a local community center, see if there's a class or club that calls to you. You could find a support group, especially if you're grieving or healing from a divorce. You could send that message, the one you've been thinking about for weeks, to an old friend. A sibling, a cousin. Just say, I was thinking about you. You deserve to be known. You deserve to be missed when you're not there. You deserve laughter in your kitchen and stories around your table. And if you're thinking, but I don't know how to start, just start with one question. Want to talk? Sometimes that's all it takes to let life back in. Strategy number 3, reconnect with passion and purpose. Can I ask you something personal? When you wake up in the morning, what gets you out of bed? And I don't mean the alarm or the ache in your knees or even the neighbor's barking dog. I mean you, your spirit, your soul. What's pulling you forward? What's keeping your light on? Because here's something that no one tells you when you step into retirement, when the job ends, when the kids move out, when the noise dies down, purpose doesn't retire. We all need something to live for, not just to live through. And science backs it up. Studies show that people who have a strong sense of purpose live longer, healthier, and more fulfilled lives. That spark inside? It's not optional, it's vital. In Japan, they have a word for it, ikigai. It means a reason for being. It's not about money. It's not about recognition. It's that feeling you get when your heart and your actions align. When what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what gives you joy all meet in one place. And here's the truth, you don't have to find your ikigai at 20. Sometimes it doesn't show up until 60, or 70, or later. That's not late. That's right on time. Robert was 67 when he picked up a paintbrush. He'd never painted in his life. But one day, standing in a dollar store, he saw a small canvas and a cheap set of paints, and something inside him said, try. He made a mess. Colors smeared everywhere. But for the first time in years, he felt something click. Now his art hangs in a local gallery. But more importantly, he found his rhythm again. His days have meaning. His hands are busy with beauty. You might not paint, but you do have something. You could write a mission statement, not for a company, but for your life. One simple sentence that says, this is why I'm still here. You could volunteer, maybe with kids or animals or the environment. You could show up once a week and let your presence be the reason someone else feels hope. You could teach. You've lived through things. You've seen the storms. Someone out there needs your wisdom. Mentor a teen. Start a blog. Record your voice. Share your stories on a YouTube channel, even if just 5 people watch. You never know who needs exactly what you carry. And if you're sitting there thinking, but I don't know what I'm good at, I don't know what I love anymore, then that's your mission now. To find out, to explore, to play, to stumble into something unexpected. You're not here just to pass time. You're here to live with time, to create, to connect, to matter. So I'll ask you again, what gets you out of bed? And if the answer doesn't come right away, keep listening. Your purpose is still speaking. Strategy number 4, eat for longevity, not nostalgia. Let's talk about something that sits at the center of our lives. Our plates. Food is more than fuel. It's comfort. It's memory. It's culture. It's Sunday dinners with laughter echoing down the hallway, or late-night snacks when sleep wouldn't come. It's the smell of something your mother used to make, the taste of a holiday long gone. And that's beautiful. But sometimes nostalgia lies to us. Sometimes the foods that once made us feel safe are now silently working against us. The processed sugar, the fried favorites, the snacks that soothe but sabotage, they promise comfort, but they steal longevity. And I get it. Changing how you eat at 60 or 70 feels like trying to rewrite a book that's already been published. But here's the good news. Your next chapter is still yours to write. Science tells us loud and clear, what you eat directly shapes how you age. Not just how you look, but how your joints feel, how your brain functions, how your heart beats. A diet high in inflammation can accelerate aging, while a diet that reduces it can actually slow the clock. So, what does that look like? Let's take a page from the blue zones, places like Okinawa, Sardinia, and Ikaria, where people regularly live past 100 with energy, clarity, and joy. What do they eat? They eat plants, lots of them. They eat beans, lentils, sweet potatoes, leafy greens, and nuts. They use olive oil like medicine. They eat fish, but not every day. They savor their food slowly, gratefully with others. They stop eating when they're 80% full before discomfort sets in. And most importantly, they treat food as ritual, not reflex. Then there's the Mediterranean diet, rich in fiber, full of omega-3s from fatty fish like salmon and sardines, packed with fermented foods like yogurt and kefir that nourish the gut, and spiced with herbs that heal more than they flavor. It's not about restriction, it's about nourishment. But it takes awareness. Emotional eating is real, especially after loss, after stress, after change. Food becomes our friend, our therapist, our escape. But here's a truth to hold on to. Real comfort never leaves you sicker than it found you. Processed foods, sodas, pastries, frozen meals, they may hug your brain for a moment, but they slowly betray your body. Carl's story is one I'll never forget. At 72, he had a health scare. His doctor told him he was pre-diabetic. His joints ached, he was always tired, and meals had become mindless. Instead of giving in, he made one bold decision. He'd try whole foods for 30 days. Just 30 days. And what happened? He started cooking with colors, greens, oranges, purples. He swapped soda for water, toast for oats, and dessert for berries and dark chocolate. He learned how to make a beautiful lentil stew and roasted vegetables with spices. He ate at the table, not the couch. He lit a candle. He made the meal an event. And slowly he changed. 6 months later, his pre-diabetes? Gone. His energy? Back. His joy? Rediscovered. So, what can you do starting today? Try the 80% rule. Eat until you're satisfied, not stuffed. Fill your plate with fiber, greens, legumes, berries. Your gut will thank you. Add in fermented foods. Just a spoon of sauerkraut, a cup of kefir, or a bit of kimchi can feed your good bacteria. Reach for omega-3s, flax seeds, walnuts, fatty fish. Your brain and your joints will feel the difference. And above all, make eating sacred again. Sit down. Breathe. Light a candle. Play music. Thank your food. Thank yourself. You're not just feeding a body. You're feeding a future. You deserve meals that give more than they take. You deserve to feel alive after every bite. Strategy number 5. Sleep and stress mastery. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly rested? Not just laid down. Not just flipped through the news or stared at the ceiling. I mean real, healing, soul-deep rest. The kind that doesn't just quiet your body but quiets your mind. Because that kind of rest, it's not a luxury. It's survival. Let's talk about stress. Quiet, chronic, creeping stress. It builds slowly through worry, loss, loneliness, unresolved arguments, and regrets that echo in the background of our thoughts. Stress doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. And those whispers turn into inflammation, high blood pressure, weight gain, depression, even cognitive decline. It ages you from the inside out. Then there's sleep, the body's repair mode. And yet it's the first thing we sacrifice and the last thing we protect. But make no mistake, sleep is your superpower. It resets the brain, balances hormones, repairs cells, and clears out toxic waste. Missing sleep is like skipping surgery for a wound you can't see. There's no badge of honor for pushing through exhaustion. You don't earn longevity by burning the candle down. You earn it by learning to let go. And here's the shift: you can train yourself to rest. Just like muscles need repetition, so does the nervous system. Sleep and stress mastery is a practice, not a mystery. Let's start simple. At night, give yourself a ritual, not a routine, but a ritual. Light a candle. Turn off the screens an hour before bed. Sip a calming tea, chamomile, valerian root, lavender. Journal your thoughts, not to fix them, just to let them breathe outside your head. Let your room be a sanctuary. Cool, dark, quiet. Not a dumping ground for clutter or chaos, but a place where peace lives. Then there's mindfulness. Don't let the word scare you. It's not about emptying your mind. It's about meeting it. Just sit. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice where your body holds tension and gently let it go. A few minutes. That's all. No judgment. Just presence. Try breathing deeply 4 counts in, 6 counts out. That one small act signals to your body you're safe now. The world can wait. Yoga Nidra is another treasure eye. Guided sleep meditation. Even if your body can't move like it used to, your breath still holds power. Your mind still holds calm. Just lie down, listen, breathe. You'll be amazed what your body can do when your nervous system is finally heard. And let's talk about something harder: emotional stress. Toxic relationships. People who leave you drained, not filled. You have permission to set boundaries. To say no. To let go of conversations that keep breaking your heart. Peace isn't passive. It's earned through choices that protect your energy. Rita was 69 when she finally decided to learn meditation. She used to say, "I can't sit still, I'm too anxious." But she tried anyway. She downloaded a free app, laid on her bed, and just listened. 5 minutes turned into 10. 10 into 20. She says now it's the best therapy she's ever had. No side effects. No copay. Just silence. Space. Stillness. That stillness changed her. You can have that too. Not all at once, but piece by piece, moment by moment. Rest is not the absence of doing. It's the beginning of healing. You are not lazy for slowing down. You are wise for listening. So tonight, I want you to ask yourself, what would it feel like to be fully rested? To wake up not with dread or stiffness, but with presence? That's not a dream. That's a direction. And you can walk toward it starting tonight. Let me show you what it really looks like to start over. Helen, she's 74, and she just opened her first pottery studio. She laughs more now than she ever did at 40. Luis, he picked up salsa dancing after his retirement at 68. He says every step reminds him he's still alive, still learning. Alma, she lost her partner and grieved for years. But at 71, she traveled solo across 3 countries. She said she never knew the sound of her own voice until she spent time alone with it. And look at James. He was told he was too old to start painting. Now he's got a waiting list for commissions from local galleries. His hands may shake, but his soul has never been steadier. These are not exceptions. These are late bloomers, people just like you who decided they weren't done writing their story. Now it's your turn. If anything in this video stirred something in you, if a part of you whispered, maybe it's not too late, then don't just watch. Comment below with one change you're going to make this week. Just one. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk, calling a friend, or turning off your phone before bed. Start small, like this video if you believe it's possible to bloom at any age. Because your support helps build a community of people who refuse to settle. Subscribe if you want more content made just for you. Stories, tools, hope for this chapter you're in. Because this isn't the end. It's the middle of something beautiful.